the whole world is talking about a particular event, and I just feel it's also not too wrong, or rather it's proper for me to share my own view about how things went down, and that is the heated discussion between President Zelensky of Ukraine and President Trump of America with the vice president. So I'm taking my own point of discussion from a book I read several years ago by Robert Greene. It's a very popular book titled The 48 Laws of Power. And I want to use the little I can remember, because I think I read that book over 20 years ago. The little I can remember or recall from that book to discuss this issue that went down. One of the things I saw there is that, you see, no matter how you feel about what happened, 48 Laws of Power, that book is very, very relevant in view of what went down. Let me go straight to what I'm trying to say. Law 1, never outshine the boss. Both in civil life, military life, and any other type of life, if there is a boss, don't attempt to outshine the boss. What I'm trying to say here is, please don't misunderstand me. If you read the book, you know from the angle which I'm talking about. Look, this is the lion's den. This is the lion in his own den. You cannot come into the White House. This is United States of America. This is President Trump. This is his own ground. This is his own turf. You can't outshine him in that place. President Trump is the master of the art of the deal. If you have read that book, you know what I'm talking about. President Trump had made promises concerning bringing the Ukraine-Russia war to an end. He has always stayed in the open about how he wants to go about it. So you see, trying to argue with him on live camera for somebody who also is a media person, is a very strong media person, it's going to be difficult. There is no way President Trump will back down and look bad before the press, before the whole world. This is the lion in his den. Even in civil life, where you work, you have a boss who is in charge of stuff, and you begin to show that you know more. I didn't say President Zelensky was trying to prove that he knows more than President Trump. That's not what I'm talking about. But you see, when you have a boss like that and you begin to show that you know more, you are the one getting things done and all the rest, and he's making the boss look like, we don't even need this person here. This is the person who did the whole thing. You will either get stagnated, or if you have a very vengeful boss, you are just going to get sacked, and you will know why you got sacked. So never attempt to outshine the boss, especially President Trump. This is his game. So that is one thing. If you remember the story of Saul and David, even when it was not even David who created the problem, when the women began to sing, Saul have slain his 1,000 and David has slain his 10,000, you see the wahala that David entered into. So you see, if you have not read that book, I think you can read and learn a thing or two from it. Never outshine the boss. Another law I can look at there is Law 22. Use surrender tactics. In that Law 22, where Robert Greene analyzed so many things, you see, there are sometimes, yes, I know in the world there is this, don't give up, continue to fight, continue to press on, don't back down, or like they say, or like we say in Nigeria, no grief for anybody. Look, there is a time when surrendering actually can give you victory. Why? Because when you try to strong arm the boss or try to headbutt those who are stronger than you, and then you try to go into a fight with them, you will not argue, you must look at where you are staying. During the discussion, I kept hearing President Trump say, you don't hold the cards, you don't have any cards and all the rest. You see, it was like passing a message to, so you see, at that point, having put your point across, there is a time to back down, surrender, accept, then maybe the discussion could be taken to a place where you say, okay, big boss, okay, I agree with what you said, but see what I was trying to say that time now, and all the rest now. Maybe in a different atmosphere, in a different place, you see, your surrender can now help you, to get what confrontation could not give to you. So at least it will give you a skin in the game. I mean, it will give you a chance in the game to continue the talks instead of this, okay, everything shut down for now. So sometimes you can accept, you can stoop to rise again. Then, without wasting much time, I think the third one that comes to mind is Law 35. Master the art of timing. Look, if you want something for a man, it's wiser for you to go through his wife, or at least put his wife in the know. And then, if you want to ask something from somebody, find out, is he in the mood for that kind of thing? The president of US have always stated in the open, this is what he wants to do. He wants to achieve peace. This is what he wants. You see, he's not in that public stage. You now start insisting on some things. I don't want to appear to have taken side and all the rest, but you see, the Pharaoh is the Pharaoh. I didn't call anybody Pharaoh. Don't misunderstand me. I'm saying this is the king at this moment. This is the ruler. This is the ruler at this moment. This is somebody whose country, the US, if I remember very well, over 300 billion have gone into the game. You need these people at this point in your life. So you have to know how to time your request, how to press on, time when you will stop. The sons of Issachar, the Bible tells us, they understood the time. So they were in charge of their brethren. So when you understand the times that, look, the government that was there before has a way of doing things. This new government of the President Trump, they have their way of doing things. And they are not hiding it under the table. This is how we are going to move ahead. So you see, you have to understand the timing of how to put your requests across and all the rest. So that, you see, one thing about the business of life is, be on the right side of the times. Don't be on the wrong side of the time. If you stick to the old order, this one, you will end up in an argument like this, and you will still get what you are looking for. Look, every day we sit down talking about this matter over and over. Lives are being lost in Russia. Lives are being lost in Ukraine. The mother that has a child wants his child to live his life in full, not to go and die in a war, which, so you see, the more these talks are going on, every day lives are being lost. Ukrainians, Russians, and every other person involved in that war project. There are people who want the war to continue. They want more people to die. Because, look, war is a business, but I don't want to go into that. I study political science. I know what I'm talking about. War is a business. So let's leave that thing aside. The most important thing is, okay, what is the pathway to peace? If somebody offers you a pathway to peace, then you take it. And then every other thing you disagree with it, there are still other places it can be ironed out. But trying to enter the lion's den, please, I'm not saying this as a blame. I'm just giving you my opinion, and I don't say this opinion is the only correct opinion. I don't want to get into this is what the Democrats feel are right, this is what the Republicans feel are right. That game, I don't want to be involved. All I'm just trying to say is, you cannot beard the lion in his den. It will not work. So that is the small, and I want to share. Then let me just add a few things before I stop what I'm trying to say. Look, if somebody is holding the cash, holding the power, holding the leverage, his view counts. His view counts. You see, sometimes if you have never built, please, this is not in relation to this Donald Trump Zelensky matter. If you have never built a mansion before, you've never bought a land before, you have never maybe built an estate before, you don't even know how much they sell the price of cement, your ideas don't matter. So telling somebody who is a master builder in the game is very familiar with, they will not listen to you. It will be like the wisdom of the poor man is despised. They may take one or two things out of it, but they will still despise it. Please, I'm not calling anybody any names, and I'm not ascribing anything to any of these two presidents. I'm just trying to explain. Then, if you go into a war or battle situation or into an investment situation, and your plan is somebody's money, somebody's time, somebody's connection, somebody's wisdom, please, he will dictate the terms of how he's going to spend his money, how he's going to use his time with you and all the rest. You don't go giving him conditions, except he may listen to you, he may choose not to listen, because it is his money he's going to use. So you see, so these are just lessons I just want to share with us in this regard. I do not say my position is the right thing, but the world is talking about it. This is just my own take. God bless you all. I will see you in the next video.